Butterfly mornings, where we step lightly into the day with energy medicine. We are doing the daily energy routine by Donna Eden. She's a pioneer when it comes to energy medicine. And she does the daily energy routine on YouTube. There's a recording of her doing it, explaining what all the exercises are for. You can find her easily by just typing in Donna Eden, the daily energy routine. You can also subscribe here because I'm coming on live in the mornings around 8 o'clock in the morning EST and do it live. I switch it up with certain exercises and there's a meditation at the end. So now for this clip, I've been asked especially to talk about brain health, and I'm going to do this before we start the daily energy routine. I'm going to put this and make this clip live and public to everyone who wants to see it after the fact. So we're first going to cover brain health altogether, what you can do to improve your cognitive functions with energy medicine and with anything else that can support you. So first of all, keeping your energies in balance will support you on all levels and also especially on mental clarity, on cognitive functions, on the coherence you can create within your system to be clear, to think clear, and to have an organized energy flow. What do I mean by that? We can get easily scrambled if we have bad habits. So for example, if we take in a lot more information that we can handle and we never push the delete button, let's say you do not meditate, walk in nature, do anything meditative in nature, then these impressions from social media, from our hectic, fast-paced lives are really going to accumulate in your system and in the energy field that surrounds us, our aura. And the way this looks when we get scrambled with our energies is that imagine a TV, an old TV screen where the TV is broken and you just see this flimmering lights and a disorganized array of information that does not make a clear picture. That is how we can be in our energies. And then you can imagine how you're just not functioning well from that place. You cannot function well. Meditation will do this for you. It will prioritize, it will organize so that you can bring your unique beauty to the day and to your life. And so this is really, really important to take care of your energies, not just the physical part, but the energies that surround us, the auric bubble that we're in. So Roman, who comes on here almost every day, asked me for talking about brain health, and I'm going to do this now for 5 minutes before we're going to do the daily energy routine. What you can do with energy medicine to keep your brain well. First of all, the daily energy routine already will take care a lot about clarity of thought and the unscrambling of your energies. But I'm going to add a few extra points here in the beginning. So the neurovascular hold is when you place your left hand in the back of your neck, just where the neck meets the skull, there's an indentation. And you can put your left hand here, like you would hold a baby in the back of your neck, and the right hand goes in front. The forehead is full of what we call neurovascular points. These are points that reflect back to the nervous system. These are also, if somebody is shocked or is like emotionally hit, we automatically go here and hold this, because when you're holding this, what you're doing, especially when you have both hands in this position, you're drawing up blood to the forehead. If you're in shock, if you're scrambled, if you're nervous, let's say you have to speak in front of people and you would like to be very clear, but you just feel so nervous, that's when fight and flight kicks in, and up to 70% of our blood flow can leave the forebrain, and then we lose clarity of thinking. If you have gotten emotional about something, or if you're frequently emotional, then your clarity of thinking will also be compromised, because the body then does not go into safe mode as well, and it doesn't prioritize the clarity of your thoughts, it prioritizes your safety. And that means your body gets adrenaline and the stress hormones come into the body for survival. If you want to stimulate clarity of thought and emotional balance, you just lie down. I recommend maybe propping up your elbows, because if you hold this for quite some time, I'm talking about 15 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on how frequent you are in this state, then you are drawing, with the electromagnetic properties of your hands, you're drawing blood flow into the forebrain and into the back of your head. And in between your hands, just imagine like laser beams, there's a communication of energies between the hands. So only that alone will soothe your system very, very deeply, and will enable you to get rid of any scrambled energies, and will enable you to think more clearly. That's one. We're not going to hold it for 15 minutes now, but I'm just showing you this. And lying down, being comfortable, is really the way to go. If you have some kind of heartache, you can do this, and you will see it's going to be really hard to even think negatively if you hold this. After some time, you will start to kick in back into your positive brain. So another way to promote brain health is to dig in here and open up. And we do this later on in the daily energy routine, so I'm not going to go in detail, but if you do this and you really dig in and open up several times a day, you get rid of stuffy head. You're going to create an energy flow that's fresh and that supplies your brain with unscrambled energy. That means you have clarity of thought again. Then what often keeps us from being our best thinking self is tension in the neck, tension in the jaw when we sleep. Holding here creates tension in the neck, and with that the blood flow to the brain is not at its optimum. That means if you can do isometric exercises, like you are pressing against your hand and the head against the hand, so now you're having like this and this direction of pressure, hold this for a couple of seconds and really press into it and then release. This unlocks the back of the neck and promotes energy and blood flow to the brain. You can do this to the left, to the right. You can do this to the forebrain and the back of the neck like this, and just holding it for 10 seconds, giving it a real squeeze and against each other. That also really brings blood into the brain. And then, of course, if you walk outside and you do a brisk walk, you bring oxygen in the body. The more oxygen, the more your brain gets supported. And food, lastly, food and water are also incredibly important when it comes to overall health, but to brain health especially. If you eat a lot of cheese and wheat, pasta and breads, this really does not help the clarity of your thinking. Vitamins, fresh foods, waters, nuts, berries, those all support your brain health. Okay, before getting into it too deeply, I cannot cover everything, but I can give you a general idea. I'm going to go start the daily energy routine together with you. And a lot of exercise in the daily energy routine, especially the Wayne Cook posture, are especially good for unscrambling the energies and bringing clarity of thought and perspective to you, to your being, to your brain. So let's get started. So we're going to start with crossover motion. As I mentioned before, your hands are electromagnetic, so the energy will follow your hands. And when we're healthy and happy, the energies cross the midline of the body in multiple places all over our body and our energy field. In fact, there are a lot of figure eights in our energy field, and they contain the cross. So inhale through the nose. Let's get into it. Deeply breathing, exhaling through the mouth. And if you like this kind of work, just subscribe and come on with me every morning around 8 a.m. EST and do it live. Or go to YouTube and punch in Donna Eden Daily Energy Routine. Okay, this is enough. Now we go tap 4 important points. Stomach meridian right here. This supports your stomach and also the energies that flow down the body into the earth, because stomach meridian goes down and off the second toe. Now kidney meridian, go to the collarbones, out to the sides. There is an indentation, a soft spot. Really go deep and dig. This is a juncture point for many energies, and if this is flowing, then the energies flow forward, and that means you have a lot of vitality. Inhale, exhale. Inhale through the nose one more time. Exhale through the mouth. And now tap strongly on your sternum. This will give your thymus gland a boost. Resilience, immune system, physical strength. It's not by coincidence that Tarzan does this all the time. This is for strength. Now spleen points, fan your fingertips like this, little open to the side and lower part of the rib cage, and just tap lightly here. Spleen is helping us metabolize food, change of conditions like weather, and also emotions. Okay, beautiful. One more time in succession. Stomach, kidney, go to those soft spots and really dig. And this you can do in 10 seconds. If you learn this and learn this by heart, you can do this on your way to the bus, on your way to the car, and spleen. And you do something so good for your body. Okay, now we're going to stand up for another exercise that emphasizes the crossing over from one side to the body. But now we're going to add a little bit of a bounce into this, because it can release anything you hold in your throat, your tension you hold in your throat, in your diaphragm, in your pelvic floor. Wiggle all that free, just so that breath can come in, which helps your brain as well. The deeper the breathing, that's another one, the more your brain gets oxygenated and it stays healthy and young. And of course, every day if you read and memorize things, that's another way to create blood flow and energy flow in your brain. Okay, that's enough. Now stand still. Take the arches of the feet, lift them, just contract the muscles and really lift the muscles into an arch. And then you will see how immediately your knees and your hips align differently. If you let go of the arch, everything just sinks in. Lift the arch and feel how in your hip the thigh bone changes position. Squeeze the buttocks a little like you're holding a penny, and you will see that the angle of your thigh bone in your hip changes, which then supports your low back. From there you can lengthen your spine. So just enjoy this alignment, lengthen the spine. And the moment your bones align correctly, the energy flows abundantly. When we start slouching and have bad habits, that's when we compromise energy flow. So one more time, up, up, up. Feel the arches of the feet really working, consciously engage the muscles. And take a deep breath here. Well done, my friends. Now we're going to do some exercise that's especially good for the brain. This is coming from somebody who was working with stutterers, and he found out that they were able to get rid and past of the stutter by doing this. It's called Wayne Cook, after the man who developed it. You can do I'll show you an altercation. You just cross at the ankles. If you cannot lift one leg over and behind the kneecap of the other, then just keep both feet on the ground but cross at the ankles. And the next thing you're going to do is take the hands and fold them in like this. That's the modification. And when we change sides, you just simply change. Okay, if you can do this with ease, make sure that your foot rests behind the kneecap, and then take the same arm as leg that's bent, take the sole of the foot with that hand, and the other hand crosses underneath, grabs the ankle. From here, you can push your shoulders down, lengthen again. Even push the sits bones in the chair, and then inhale with a smile through the nose. Pull a little on that leg and lengthen the spine. Look in and up to the forehead. Up, up, up with the energy. Hold and exhale through the mouth. Excellent. One more time. Inhale and lengthen. Don't pull the shoulders up. Keep them down. And up, up, up with the energy. Sparkle out the top of your head. And exhale. Last time. Thank you for those hearts. Up, up, up. And exhale. I do not read the comments because I want to stay focused on the work. And now we're going to switch. So take a moment to feel how different this hip is. Usually there's quite a difference between the two sides. But press the sits bones down and lengthen your spine. Again, the same arm, then the side where the leg is bent. That hand grabs the sole of the foot. The other hand goes underneath and holds the ankle. Now you're going to pull on that leg a little bit, just so you can lengthen your spine. Lengthen all the way up into the neck. Smile. You will right away brighten your energies. Inhale through the nose. Hold and smile. Look in and up to the forehead. Up, up, up with the energy. And exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale. Pull on that leg a little. Lengthen the spine, but keep the shoulders down. Up, up, up. Sparkle out the top of your head. And exhale. By now, you probably feel a little brighter already. Inhale one more time. This is called the Wayne Cook posture. It definitely helps you to unscramble your energy and helps clarity of thought. And even more than that, it helps coordination between your body and the commands that come from the brain, so you can execute fine things like playing the piano with much more stability and grace. Now we're going to do something that's the second part of this Wayne Cook exercise, and that's also so good for your brain. You dig in and pull out, and then we go line up with the hairline, dig in and pull out. There's the pineal gland, there's the pituitary gland on the skull, right underneath inside the brain. When you do this, you create more blood flow, more energy flow, and that supports those glands, and that with that the hormone balance in your body is improved. That means you get hair growth if you want that, or better memory, Now hold this for a moment, close your eyes, inhale. Look in and up, hold it with a smile, up, up, up again. And on the exhale, left hand goes to the middle of your chest. Right hand cups the left hand. This is a moment to remind yourself to feel more today and think a little less, to take mindfulness breaks and just close your eyes. Feel the energy, your aura. It's just a shift of focus. Instead of thinking about things, just take a moment to feel, how am I feeling today, right now in this moment? How deep is my breath? And whatever it is you discover, you can bring love to it and acceptance. And inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Well done, my friends. I'm so proud of you. You're doing something great for yourself this morning. Now, we're going to do the last part standing up. Not many exercises left. We're going to do what is called connecting heaven and earth, a simple stretch, but not so simple because it opens up the gate of our hips and the lower back, where a lot of people hold back their power. They don't let themselves really step into their dreams and into their passion. But if you can get an energy flow going with a little stretch, you will feel that that's easier to do. You just have more, you don't hold there. Okay. Inhale and exhale. Here's the stretch. One arm goes up, but the shoulder stays down. Fingertips point backward. The other arm presses downward. Fingertips point in a diagonal backward, comfortably backward. And from here, pull up the low spine and lengthen. Look up to the hand that's up. Hold this and exhale. Prayer. Change sides. Feel how you can lengthen out of your hip. And that diagonal stretch is so good. It frees up everything. One more time. And again. Now we're going to do tracing up central meridian and governing meridian. These are two energy flows that go up the spine in the front, going below the low lip, in the back, going up the spine and over the skull and ending above the upper lip. Those two connect in the back of the mouth. When a baby takes their first breath, they connected and they create the microcosmic orbit, an important energy flow in our body. So take your hands all the way down, fingertips at the pubic bone. Inhale and stretch. Trace up and make a little circle here. Exhale. This, for any newcomer, is the daily energy routine by Donna Eden. Now we're going to trace up. And you can find this on YouTube with Donna Eden doing it herself, explaining everything. Or you can subscribe and do it with me live in the morning with a little meditation at the end. Right middle finger goes in between the eyebrow. This is called the hookup. And the left middle finger goes into the belly button. Inhale, push in and up. Hold this. This brings a better communication and coordination between your intuitive side, your feeling side, and your analytical, intellectual side. But it does much more than that. Exhale. One more time, push in and up. Inhale through the nose. Hold. You will see that it also deepens your breath. And when you have trouble sleeping, you can hold this as you're falling asleep. One last time, inhale. Put a smile on your face. It's gonna be a beautiful day. And exhale. Okay, very well done, my friends. The Daily Energy Routine by Donna Eden. Every morning at around 8 a.m. I'm here, except for when I'm traveling. But now we're doing a short meditation to become still, to create a little bit of space between who you are in this body, the personality, and your higher consciousness that can watch everything, witness everything. In that space, if you're not completely meshed with your personality and the part you play in life, if you have a little distance, you can create change, you can become more flexible, you can change what you don't like about your life much more easily. That's why meditation is the most amazing tool you could ever pick up. If you do nothing but 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening of sitting still, you've done the best you could ever do for yourself. And I know this. I have practiced this for almost 30 years now, and it's just the most incredible gift that I wish you have. So I'm going to start us with those singing bowls and then stay as long as you like. I usually do about 5-10 minutes of meditation, and I simply sign off. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day, and thank you for joining me today.